Here are my favorite beaches on Phuket Island, starting from the north, continuing to the south. Mai Khao Beach is definitely on the top of my recommendations. It is a very long beach with lots of green areas and green walking paths. The sand is fine and it has a golden color. The entrance to the water is smooth in some areas, and in other areas to the northern side it gets very deep, very close to the entrance. It is a beach that became famous because of the viewpoint from the back of the airport and the planes landing very close to the beach. If you choose this beach, it's good to know that near the airport viewpoint is more crowded and more dirty, and in the northern side it gets quieter and cleaner. There is no public transport to get to this beach, so the only options are taxi, boat rides or rented cars or scooters. Moving on to the next beach, which is Thon Beach. It is a very long beach and in some areas is very wide as well. It has plenty of shadow from the trees that are lining the beach. The water has an absolutely amazing color, and in some areas there are waves, while in other areas the water is still perfect for snorkeling. The sand is very fine and the entrance to the water very smooth. The beach is known for the wooden stairs that facilitate the access on the beach. Although the beach wasn't crowded at all when we visited, the area is quite animated. There are lots of vendors around and lots of restaurants and places to eat. There is no public transport to get to this beach, so the only options are taxi, boat rides or rented car or scooter. After spending an amazing day at Thon Beach, we moved to a different beach to enjoy the sunset. We chose to take a 30 minutes walk to Banana Beach. The beach is not as large as Thon, but it's absolutely beautiful. The sand is fine and the water is absolutely amazing. Being smaller, the beach can become a little bit more crowded though. If you come here to enjoy the sunset as we did, make sure you have a means of transportation back to your hotel, as it's very hard to find a taxi or a boat ride from here. Next beach on the list is Surin Beach. Unlike the previous beaches presented in this vlog, this beach is accessible by public transportation. If you come from Patong or any other areas on the western coast, there is the smart bus that runs frequently. The ticket has a unique price of 100 baht per person, no matter where you're going. The beach itself is very long with shaded areas and also with sunbeds and umbrellas available. The sand is very fine and the entrance to the water is smooth. The part that I liked the most at this beach was the one on the very north of it. Right next to Surin, there is a beach that can only be visited from the boat, Laem Singh Beach. It is a small beach but can be the perfect place for relaxation away of the crowds. After about 30 minutes of walk from Surin, we reach Kamala Beach, a very long beach with fine sand and both areas for towels and areas with sunbeds and umbrellas. In order to get here, there is the option of public transportation with smart bus from Patong or any other areas on the western coast. Patong Beach is one of the most popular beaches on Phuket Island. It is a very long beach with fine sand that in my opinion looks nicer when it's high tide. It is one of the beaches where the tide is noticeable, and near the entrance to the water the sand gets very hard. The water doesn't have a nice color and is quite sandy and brownish. I noticed that the north side of the beach looks nicer, so I recommend that area more than the rest. Surin Beach is only 30 minutes walk from Patong. You can choose to get to this place either walking or by boat. A ride costs around 200 bahts. Also, it is good to know there are two entrances to this beach, one of them being free, another one that costs 100 bahts per person. The free entrance is near the shop, so make your wallet a favor and use the free one. The beach is definitely one of the most beautiful on the island, with very fine sand that has the texture like flour and amazing turquoise water. It is shaded by tall trees and can get very crowded during the day. There is also a viewpoint that can be reached from the path that is not free. I also tried to snorkel, but the water is not clear and therefore not good for snorkeling. Also, there are not many fish either, so I recommend this beach only for relaxing. Moving forward to Rawai beach that we saw on our way to Yanui beach. This one is a quiet one, shaded by trees with smooth entry to the water. As I said, the plan was to spend time at Yanui, the beach that became my absolute favorite for snorkeling. If you like this activity as well, don't miss it. Although the beach can look a little bit too crowded and with not enough shadow, there is the option to rent an umbrella with 100 bahts per day. The sand is smooth, but in order to enter the water you're gonna need water shoes, as there are sharp stones and corals at nearly every step. In order to get to this beach, you can take smart bus from Patong or local bus from Phuket town. Both of them run to Rawai. From there, it's about a 30 minutes walk. Also, a boat ride can be a good option if you don't have a rented car or a scooter. As I said, the snorkeling here is absolutely amazing. There are lots of corals, fish, and it feels like swimming in a fish tank. As I had a lot of content filmed while snorkeling here, I'm going to make a separate video about this topic, so you'll find the vlog in the playlist Thailand. And these are the best beaches to visit in Phuket. Thank you very much for watching, and I see you guys with the next adventure.